Greetings, Dark Cultists, and welcome to Let's Play Underhand. Yes, this is lead cultist Trite Maniac here, and I'm here to show you how to summon the 7 deities. It may take a bit of time for the summoning to commence. I guess some background information on this game. Fourth wall break, I guess. Apparently this was... I've heard that this was actually started as a programming assignment for some college students. If so, then they put together a pretty good program. I found this a very enjoyable game. And I'd like to come up with this guide. This is for, here we go. Yeah, it's a game mostly for phones. I'm playing on Samsung. It also, I've heard that there's also a way of, it's also available on iPhone. And let's get started. This is an event card. Today marks the first step of many. As founder of this cult, it's your duty to lead your faithful flock on their mission to return the ancient gods to power, and in doing so, restore the world to its natural state of chaos. Don't you just love doing that? Each event card has up to 3 options. Select this option to proceed. Okay. Some provide resources. Rewards and effects are shown at the bottom of the option box. So, in general, the syntax is a verbal description of what the option represents at the top. Then, in the middle, it'll have the cost, and the outcome will be at the bottom. So here, there is no cost, and you get 1 of each of 6 resources. What are these? Here we go. So, R is relics, C is cultists, P is prisoners, M is money, S is suspicion, and F is food. And they're all nicely color-coded, just to make it easier to tell the difference. Unless you're colorblind, in which case, or maybe not. Other options require resources. Drag these resources from your hand. So here you see, in the middle of the box, you have the cost. So that means it costs 1 relic, 1 cultist, and 1 suspicion in return for nothing. You don't get deals quite that bad. Adding cards to the deck. Unforeseen obstacles await and mistakes are inevitable, but as long as you hold true to your purpose, you will succeed. This is your story. This is your initiation. This is denoted by the insert keyword. So, we put a prisoner in, we get a relic out, and the tips and tricks card, whatever that means, gets added into the deck. Now, during normal gameplay and not just the tutorial, you have to wait to reshuffle the deck to see it again, but here, as you'll see, you don't. God Event Chains. This card can start a chain of events leading to the ultimate prize, summoning a god. The special border helps you identify the card, while the gems help you track progress. So this God Event Chain has 3 events. This is the first event, and the fact that it's kind of glowing around the first purple diamond down there, that shows that this is actual progress and the first time we're seeing this first step. Summon a god to win the game. Do nothing, so no cost to insert progression. Alright. Relic usage. Relics are often used to summon gods. In fact, most of the gods require at least 1 relic in their final summoning cost. I believe Rybax is the one exception. A relic can be used to replace 1 of the food resources required there. So, relics serve as wildcards. So, 1 delicious relic, 1 delicious food for a cultist and a prisoner. Prisoners and cultists. Sometimes prisoners and cultists can be used interchangeably. When something requires it to be used interchangeably, I will personally refer to prisoners and cultists collectively as personnel. This is not an official terminology used in the game, it's just what I'll be talking about. So this symbol CP, that means a mix of prisoners and cultists can be used. So 2 personnel for 1 food. Sounds like cannibalism, although as you'll find out later, cannibalism usually gets a better food for prisoner return. I'm not kidding. Tips and tricks. Relics are valuable. Suspicion is dangerous. Try to collect relics. They are often used to summon gods, avoid suspicion, or face the anger of the police. I found through previous gameplay, if you collect the suspicion, it will say, we warned you suspicion is bad, and give you an option to trade the suspicion for the relic. Again, just in the tutorial. I'm going to go with the smart option. Progression. So, okay, now we've moved to the second stage, and you can tell it's progress because the second diamond is lit up and is there's that kind of glow around it. Not all options in the chain will make progress. This option will make progress but is expensive, requires 3 money and you get a prisoner, but I only have 1 money and a relic. This option will maintain your current position, requires 2 food, and you insert this back into the deck. So we do the best we can, we put in the relic and the food, and reshuffle. Now, normally when you run out of food, that would actually trigger a separate event. I'll talk about that later. But, yeah, so normally you do not want to spend your last food unless you're trying to get something particular to happen that I'll talk about when we get to it. Collect resources to proceed towards victory. Okay, do nothing, get stuff. That's usually a good idea, though not always, as I'll mention. Whenever you have 16 or more resources, there's a decent chance, I feel like it's around a 2/3 chance that on your next draw you'll get an event that forces you to either discard 2 relics or discard 5 random resources. So usually you want to stay at 15 resources or below. This cannot happen in the tutorial, but it's worth bringing up. So again, not all options make progress. And here we can spend a relic and 2 money to get a prisoner, and we insert the God of Beginnings into the deck. Losing. That sounds bad. Some options will cause you to lose if you choose them. You can only choose losing options if you have no other choice. So I guess that's making the game a little more idiot-proof, I guess. So this option is locked. You lose, so we don't lose. Instead, we get 1 relic, 1 money, 1 cultist, and 1 food. And God of Beginnings. Options that summon the god will cause you to win. Summon the god to win the round and obtain their blessing in the form of good events for the future. Choose this option to complete your initiation. So 1 relic and 1 money to summon the God of Beginnings, and we win! Yay! And here it shows the 2 blessings that it gets you. It says absolutely nothing about what they do, but I'll explain it every time we win and we get to see what 2 blessings do. So there's Beginner's Luck. This only ever appears on your first time going through the deck. And you get 3 options, either gain 2 cultists, gain 2 food, or gain 2 money. And then there's Inheritance, which gets you 2 options, either gain 1 relic or gain 3 money. It also only ever appears on the first time going through the deck. And yeah, so this will be all for this first video. I have to keep the videos short because I actually don't know how much storage space my phone has for storing the videos. And one other thing I will mention in this video is that I will be talking in great lengths about what the cards do. And sometimes when you're playing through the game the first time, part of the charm is not knowing what they do. That you'll have something that says, okay, add a hurricane card to the deck. This sounds bad, you probably don't want to do it, but you might want to do it once just to figure out what it does. So I will be talking about all that as it comes up. Spoiler warning, if you don't want those spoilers, do not watch the rest of the videos. And with that, I'll see you later.